Well, how's it going, Kingston men? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. Are you guys ready for a bloody clash at Aspern-Essling? Today, this 4v4 takes place on this historic map. French defending, the Austrians attacking. Gonna be an epic fight today, so buckle down and let's go over these cores, which only have the French, of course, but you know, that'll be something. And already you see the Austrians approaching here. Of course, you have some Liechtenstein, Hiller, Johann, I believe. Like those are the typical cores that the Austrians are going to be throwing around. But over here on the, I believe, Aspern town, you have the 10-point Davout making a stand. There's going to be some reinforcing Poniatowski, the Polish, and then of course you have Van Dam and the 11-point Eugen defending Essling. But of course, this is where the first clash is going to happen, and this battle just started, and already we are seeing all of the coalition getting real nice and close and personal in the French, in Davout's face. Of course, we'll see, you know, this town fight can become quite bloody. Now, I think the Austrians are going to get to this LSC before the French do. Yep, already here. Interesting to see what Davout is going to do. He's a little isolated until Poniatowski takes over. You have the Austrians arranged around this area. I think one more, maybe way over here on the flank. Yeah, a lot of cavalry. Artillery pushed down the road. So this fight is going to probably take multiple fronts. Of course, you have Van Dam. He is supporting the Eugen defense. But like I said, the cores are kind of broken up. It's a little bit separated, a little isolated for a couple of them. And already an LSC being fought for between Austria and France. Looks like he sent in some light infantry. Maybe not the best strategy. You can see both sides fighting here. Man. Both sides shooting each other in the face. This is kind of cool. Oh, yeah. Look at this. This guy's reloading and man. Oh, this is going to turn into a bloodbath very quickly. Oh, this guy just... Oh. Stamped him, shot him. Oh, they're... Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah. France is going to lose this one, I think. Yeah. They're going to chalk it up to a loss here. Pull back. They have another LSC. They have the brief side of the town. They have a nice, massive artillery battery here. Look at this. 5 guns. Yeah, Austria's not going to want to advance into that, and they can hold that line. Of course, they're going to be pushed from 2 sides. I do not think Davout is going to do very well in this defense, at least for now. Of course, you know, you have the Austrians pushing, or not the Austrians, my bad. The Polish pushing up, although they're not going to reinforce him. Davout is on his own. He is totally on his own. Oh, big cab fight that I missed. Some artillery from Austria getting focused down. A nice snipe by the French. This town is a very rough one to attack, guys. There's several LSCs, an armory in 2 towns. They have artillery set up here. They have a nice little tree line here. Austria trying to go around, it looks like. Masses of cavalry. They're matched up with Poniatowski. He is going to be probably the one that stops this flanking attack. But so far, Austria has not really pressured this side, which is going to enable Eugen probably to shift more troops to face Austria over here. Some artillery getting focused down from Austria, once again losing another battery. We'll see if Austria tries pushing into the interior of this town. Looks like they're pushing down the 2 main roads in the town. Actually, there's 3 technically, I guess, but 2 dead center. And we'll see if they make a dent in this formation. I'm more concerned about Davout, honestly, out of all of the French corps here. Very much a defense strategy for the French as of right now. I don't see them really making any aggressive pushes. They're waiting to see what the Austrians do and then react. Which does mean the momentum is in favor of the coalition. Oh, this is Liechtenstein. Right here. The Grenadiers. Grenadier Corps, pretty much. I believe Liechtenstein can either bring like a ton of heavy cav or a ton of grenadiers, and they chose the grenadiers. Not a bad strategy when you look at ooh, that, I mean, that's not a fun thing to see rolling towards you, just saying. Perfect for this town defense. What's happening over here? Oh, shoot. Alright, so we do have Yujin pushing out. Maybe he's going to pressure this flank. This is one corps set up here. Looks like some light infantry got charged by cavalry. They're able to form square. They're holding their ground. They still have that artillery that's re-limbering up. The Polish are almost here to protect that flank. Austria has stopped their attempt at encirclement, but Liechtenstein pushing forward quite aggressively. I'm trying to keep an eye on this other town. I've not seen a whole lot happening there yet, but let's see what Yujin does with his Italian mixed corps, French and Italians. Pouring in some volleys already. Artillery support. Nice, nice. They're getting some nice volleys up, and they're walking right in front of the guns. Ooh. And canister firing in. All right, let's take a quick peek over here. Looks like Davout's making a stand here using the LOC as their right flank. Not a bad strategy here. Very hard to take these LOCs when they're staffed, because infantry will rush in here and they'll fight the guys in the courtyard, and then everybody here is just getting free shots. They're just shooting them point blank. It is quite brutal. Usually these LOCs very difficult to fight for. Honestly, actually, I'm feeling a little better about Davout's defense. He's not being pressured as much by Austria. Austria has kind of decided to throw themselves towards Essling. That's Essling, right? Make sure I've got this right. Yeah, Essling. They're trying to concentrate here. Ooh, we have some cavalry going to go for the artillery. Let's see if Yujin is paying attention. He is. Lancer's going to go in, be met by some dragoons. Oh, he's going to preemptively charge them, not even letting the Lancers get a charge off, which actually, Lancers have an excellent charge bonus when they get the charge, but they do not have that. Although, oh, the infantry support. He's going to pull his artillery off. Oh, is it enough? More dragoons, some Italian dragoons. Oh no, they lost their guns. Even with that cav charge, still lost the guns. This is an interesting. I don't know why Austria's kind of sitting over here and doesn't seem to be interested in. They're very isolated, and France is really capitalizing on this. Look at these cav charges. Absolutely murdering this Austrian line, breaking them. Oh no. And now the Polish infantry are pushing for support. He's going to split his corps to be able to help over here. We have a cav charge going in on the Van Damme line. Holding, but here come those Grenadiers, trying to keep an eye on Aspern as well, guys. Don't worry. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything. With artillery lost, France going to pull back more into the shelter of the town. Some of these infantry have really gotten absolutely battered.
Our men are running, sir.
All right, we have Austria going for that LOC in a line fight here. You have Grenadiers supporting. Let's see if they can form a square or something. Oh, plenty of Grenadiers to defend. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Oh, are they going to go through the stake? Nope, they're going to go for a flanking charge. Try to go for Davout himself. They're going to get caught by some infantry. There's some stakes as well. That's not going to end well for them. That's my prediction. Not going to end too well. A square as well. They're trying to... Okay. I mean, they're kind of clipping that square, but they did take out the artillery. I'm not sure how clean or not that was, but I had to replay it back, honestly, to see. All right, so we do have the French alliance here pulling back. Austrians making a good dent over here. They have pulled back I think they were taking some heavy losses, and they don't want to just totally rout. I mean, that's a pretty nice formation that the coalition have. Still, that town is just providing excellent cover. And I haven't seen a lot of artillery for the coalition. I think they lost some of their guns, but they have a lot of infantry. I don't think they have as many artillery pieces. We have cavalry getting ready. Is this a cuirassier unit? Nope, just some dragoons or chevaliers. Let's see if they go for a square or not. A volley, point blank. No, they're going to form a square. And then pull back. Dragoon, our grenadiers, maybe we're going to try to close that distance. Not working out too well. Let's check back over here. Sorry I have to bounce around so much. You can see the LOC, they easily repelled that first attack by the Austrians. General still alive, artillery gone, unfortunately. I love this. Nice little flanking. This is going to force the Austrians not to be able to advance over here, which then France can start swinging around and flanking. Perfectly well positioned. Artillery set up, so I would expect to see some artillery shooting down the road, some infantry pulling back. Utilizing these narrow corridors. Oh yeah, we got the Polish cavalry getting in here. Some lancers protecting the flank. The Austrians have so much infantry and they haven't even committed at all. Look at all this reserve here. They are trying to use their cavalry to good effect. It just doesn't seem to be coming together for them with the infantry coordination with infantry and cavalry. You can see they keep running grenadiers forward. It doesn't seem to be working too well. There we go. We got some volleys, maybe.
Our men are running, sir.
Do we have Austria getting pressured here? Yes, we do. Cavalry going to go for some charges here. Looks like some hussars versus the Polish line infantry. They cannot form square. The nice thing is that's only light cavalry. They probably still will break them, but it's not as impactful as like dragoons or heavy cavalry would be. And actually, if they're not careful, Austria can become a thorn in this main line. But look at this. France, Eugene, pulling out of the town and starting to flank here. And Austria's left flank is entirely encircled. They're having to withdraw, and now Eugene can really start putting that pressure here. That's really... That is good. Now, the Austrians are very heavy on the right. The left side's looking weak. And Eugene's going to capitalize on that, I think. Still just a line fight, so thankfully not too much happening there. I can focus on this main line. And the almost a fight in the rear. Some dragoons trying to break some of that light hussar units. Thankfully, Poniatowski has more cavalry he can send up. Lancer's probably going to break that. Yeah, this fight's actually very pivotal, guys. If you look here, this rear is almost entirely open to some cav charges in the back, and that would definitely change the course of this battle. Now, the beautiful thing that's happening for the French, not for the Austrians, for the French, is this flank totally folding. They're just falling back entirely. They don't have enough men on this flank to deal with Eugene and Van Damme. This center line holding well. You see some cavalry. What did they break? Did they break some artillery? No, skirmishers, it looks like. Oh, here we got a big movement here. Austria driving straight down this main road. Catching Davout a little off guard. Oh, man. Talk about something. I bet you this is Hiller. I bet you this is Hiller. I feel like it would be Hiller. We got a bayonet charge. Are they going to get there before they fire? Ooh, that was close. But this thing could easily be some... Oh, yeah, they got the Grenadiers. Look at this. Grenadiers and then more Grenadiers coming up. Nice flank. Maybe Austria overextended themselves, and Davout is capitalizing on this. We'll see. If this is Hiller, he has some excellent morale. Now I see him wavering. Well done. That was an excellent counterattack. And now the shoe is on the other foot, as the saying goes. And the Austrians who were attacking are now on the retreat. This left flank, which is going to force this right flank probably to pull back too, because they are going to get outmaneuvered here by Eugen. And I expect they're going to pull back here. Austria has made a breakthrough in the rear. I mean, look at that. They have nothing really opposing them. Poniatowski has pulled some troops to deal with that. Eugen has some on the far left flank. Still, looks like Liechtenstein. I'm just assuming that's Liechtenstein, guys, at this point. There's the general. We can see pretty quick, I think. Pretty sure that's Liechtenstein. He's still fighting a bit of a retreating battle, trying to protect his ally in the center. There's some reserves they could probably commit to that left side. All right, time to check back in the heat of this battle here. Driving off the Austrians with losses now. Just setting up and just blasting the Austrians with some concentrated rifle fire. Seemed to make them pull back. Of course, that first infantry unit that charged in did break, but these grenadiers really capitalizing on smashing through that center. So they're getting flanked, though. They're probably going to break. Rip the grenadiers. They tried. They conquered. And now they're going to pull. Oh, wow. They're actually going to pull back. Yeah, this Austrian line, you can see they're in a bit of a semicircle. They're trying to fight. And actually, Eugen seems to have paused, and the Grenadiers have paused. Things looking better. Poniatowski getting a nice flanking movement going here. Cavalry in the center. Just trying to overextend. Make the Austrians have to overextend their line even more. Trying to ignore this Austrian push in their rear. That's what Eugen's probably reacting to. Keeping some reserves, cavalry. I mean, Austria should be pushing, I think, a little more aggressively if they really want to change the course of this big battle in the center. Ooh, let's follow this Lancer charge. Come on. Oh, they formed a square. All right, well, at least they noticed it, and they actually saved themselves from some significant loss. And now, Davout is on the counteroffensive. I mean, that's 4 units that Austria's lost in the town versus the 2 for France. That's a pretty good exchange. I would take any day. There we go. You got Eugen's infantry pushing forward once again. They feel it. The momentum is shifting. These grenadiers don't scare them. Never mind. They scare him. They were pulling back. Like one volley. Nope. We're running back. I think they were testing to see if Liechtenstein was going to stand his ground or not. Does like he's going to stand his ground now because this fight seems decently even right now. I mean, Austria's pouring in some good volleys, and so is Van Damme. I'm totally blanking as to the faction. What nation this is. I know it. I've said it multiple times. I even played them in like previous NTW3 updates. Like there's Bavaria and then there's this Württemberg? Is it Württemberg? I can't remember. Alright, we have a force now that has been diverted to stop the Austrian incursion into the rear lines for this French force. Looks like, I think both sides have kind of, yep, they've kind of taken a break over here, so we're fine. Ooh, cav charge. Some chasseurs cheval getting charged by some chevaliers. They're gonna break. They are outmatched. Oh, is Austria gonna keep going? Looks like Poland tried to go for a flanking charge here. The reserves from Austria met them and he's pulling back a little bit. Things are still a little more even. In fact, Austria has a chance to revamp things up here because the coalition has the French fighting back to back almost. At the same time, I mean, Eugen has a lot of troops still to bear on this line. Look, over here, these guys are definitely... This Austrian force is about to be outnumbered. I'm not saying even that, you know, Eugen has... Ooh, those grenadiers will come in handy. Look at those guys. They're like, fine, we'll look cool and fight, I guess. Actually, Württemberg, I'm pretty sure it's Württemberg. He is actually having a bit of a even fight, which he could potentially, guys, start losing. And I see some more Austrians. But like, Austria has so much on the field that's not fighting, it feels like. Like, they have this whole chunk here that could be pushing in. They have more back here, but of course they're trying to face off Davout. It's not like they're freed up or anything, but now we have actually Austria running a little bit, trying to get away. Poniatowski has a nice flanking fire on the troops as they march. Some hussars face up against some lancers. Is the general involved? Oh, this actually is crucial. If Austria loses this cav fight, they don't have the cav to protect their lines anymore. Even if they mutually break, that's going to be a one-up for the French. Yeah, this Austrian force, they have a Polish and French closing in on them. This is the only place where it seems like things are going decent for the Austrians still. And I believe there's more Austrian forces. Maybe they're trying to encircle the Davout line. Hard to tell. Really is kind of hard to tell still. Meanwhile, this center fight got raging for quite some time now. Oh yeah, now the smoke is gonna start rising, and it's gonna be harder to see. Visibility is gonna be an all-time low. Nice little haze. Yeah, Austria is going to have their backs to the river pretty soon here, and then it's going to be a little bit more or less over for them. There's nothing they can do about this. This fight, like I said, guys, still a big potential for Austria to come out on top. It is in the balance. Really is. They are falling back, though. But, I mean, Van Damme has been fighting for quite some time. His troops have definitely taken some losses. You have Davout pushing out to deal with this little incursion of Austrians. In fact, even going for a bayonet charge. Meleeing the Austrians. Recipe for success here for the French. Here we go. The Austrians are falling back. Things are slowly but surely, guys, tipping back into the French favor here. Just, I mean, Austria, it feels like there's some Austrian just isolated units that are just getting absolutely focused down here. And I see a very dangerous circumstance happening for this coalition. Davu's about to be attacking from one side, Van Damme and Eugen from the other side. It's going to turn ugly very quickly if Austria's... Now, Austria could try to break it through Davu and sandwiching Davu between this Austrian force and this Austrian force, sandwich Davu and break him. But that really has to... The stars have to truly align for that to work. Man. Gotta admit though, this game, for as old as it is, the graphics that they can make, like even the fact that the wind is blowing obviously from here to here, all the smoke drifts in that direction. So even if these guys are shooting, it drifts across, you know, the French lines first. It just attention to detail they had even way back when this game was first developed is amazing. Looks like we have a bayonet charge. Yes! Polish getting themselves into the thick of it, giving them the cold steel. Nice little melee here. Some pioneers getting a counter charge off on that Polish line infantry. May go... Oh, counter of the counter. Eugen has his grenadiers even pushing. Look at that. You see like these formations forming up over here. Oh, you better hurry, guys. You better... There we go. Get these flashy grenadiers in it. I wonder why they're not wearing backpacks, you know? If they had backpacks on, they would have won. Alright, so here we go once again. You see Austria is actually choosing to try to encircle Davu, and it's actually starting to work. What I was talking about before is like if they play their cards right, they can do it. Looks like they are actually going to be focusing entirely on that. Eugen has a force way out here, so the French, they need to make a lot more movement here, put a lot more pressure on the Austrians, because Austria is actually isolating some of this French corps. Doing a good job of it. Got some squares formed up here for the French. Well, you see a lot of Grenadiers, Liechtenstein pushing as well. Eugen trying to pursue them down. So many formations everywhere. Yeah, this is the last desperate defense thing here. Let's see it. That's right. You guys. Oh, bayonet charge. All right. Very nice. I love the melee that's happened here. Totally caught the Austrians by surprise here. This guy, he's all by himself. And he's totally isolated. He's probably gonna die. Counter charge here. Some flanking Grenadiers gonna probably break. Ooh. And Davu's gonna pull back even more so to the town. pretty sweet. That's pretty cool looking. So now the Austrians have a choice to make. They have an ally here who's getting pursued by the French. They can turn and try facing this and allow Eugene to catch up. Or they can try to destroy Davout. Davout's pretty much gone. He only has a few units left. He can still be a thorn on their side, you know. Oh, look at this crucial defense by Davout. These guys, imagine staring this down, right? You've been sitting here defending this LOC, and then you look and you see an entire Austrian corps just advancing to you. You'd be like, well, this sucks. This is all terrible. But, I mean, you can see, you know, allies coming as well, but, you know, this could actually really be a thorn in the Austrian side. They have to deal with this now. Not fun. They're gonna go for the LLC, but here's what I was talking about, guys. Look at this. So these guys, they're just shooting, getting free kills. See how they're dropping them? Yeah, they're just getting shot up. These guys aren't even all in melee. And look at these free kills. You're sitting right here and you can just shoot. And look at these guys. You can see right through this window. They are getting free shots off. This is a beautiful LLC to defend. And Austria is going to ignore it, but it's forcing them to split their corps in two. Now, they're going to get to link up, so Austria, for once, is going to be actually all together here. But now Davout can come back. That's pretty cool. I don't know what this is about the Aspern-Essling map, but it's just, I've had some of my best screenshots in stuff on this map. It's just been, it's perfect. Oh, that's beautiful. Hold on. Hold on. That may be the thumbnail. Look at that. Okay, really gonna ruin my thumbnail? And a cav charge. All right. Fine. I got my thumbnail. I definitely got my thumbnail. I don't have time, unfortunately. I used to be able to go back on like screenshot mode and just take a ton. I don't have time for that, unfortunately, anymore. It's kind of sad. Look at this. The last grandstand. Oh, Dragoons sneaking in here. They better make a charge now. Oh, no. You guys are... Oh, man. There we go. That was a terrible charge, but it worked. the probably pathfinding around the house was just really rough. But here we go. Eugene can start really collapsing in because the French are all together too, but look out for these volleys in the flank. Yeah, get themselves out of there. Hopefully that friendly fire. Yeah, there's some friendly fire happening here. I'm seeing a lot of wavering on the Austrians' part. This 6-pointer's actually had a good game. Württemberg's had a good game, I'd say. And the thing that the coalition has to keep in mind, they have a river at their backs. Not an ideal position for defense. What's going to happen is they're going to probably, their line's going to split into two once again with this U shape in the river. They could try to get across and hold the line on the other side of the river. That may actually be a good strategy. But it's going to be really, really difficult for them to. They're going to bottleneck up in these little land bridges here, because I don't think they can actually go in the water. They're going to try it, and if the French notice it soon enough, they could really capitalize on it. Yes, yeah, they're really getting aggressive here. They need to get more aggressive over here, because Austria's obviously running across. Here we got Davout actually trying to get some of the LOCs in the back. Yeah, see, the coalition need to put pressure on them, or the French need to put pressure on the coalition so they can't retreat across the river. And it's already happening. Fail, Eugene. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Now, if they get some of their corps across and they pull the rest of this corps and match up, it's still be harder for the French. We'll see. I'm really curious how they're gonna make this work. A retreat or a tactical withdrawal, hard to do when you're engaged in an actual line fight. You usually need some diversion or someone to be sacrificed in order to make it happen. You know, a rear guard. A rear guard action. And I think this is the end for this Austrian line. Oh. That is firing in melee. That should not be a thing. Oh, there we go. Fixed it. They fixed it. The general has broken. And now this side's freed up. They can swing around and flank them. And France is taking. Oh, yeah. France is going to win this. Guys, they have the LOCs. They have defended themselves. They are on the offensive. I think a big downfall for the Austrians was everything was scattered. I mean, they deploy in like, you know, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So they are a little more spread out for an attack. But it didn't seem like they really consolidated super well. Now, the center area did, but this flanking attack didn't really go anywhere. And this attack into the town kind of got stopped. And there was 3 corps here facing 2. Or one over here briefly, and then another one was kind of here, which kind of came to help. But it felt like the Austrians were a little scattered. It's kind of what I felt watching. Oh, look, artillery pushing up. It's all over now. Austria's just starting to break all along the line for being in such prolonged battle for so long. With a very determined, very stubborn Württemberg. Let's see, like, look, even the flag is blowing in the correct direction that the smoke is drifting in. Isn't that cool? Look at that. But the flag's blowing this direction, because the wind's going this direction, because the smoke's going... It's just, attention to detail. If people wonder why I love this game so much, it's because it's the test of time. Yes, I've been... excuse me. I've been YouTubing this game for 5 years. Now, of course, obviously, I've tapered off a lot with life coming up and all that, and that's just life, you know. I'm not worried about that. But yes, I have been playing this game pretty much for 5 years, or recording it for 5 years. Not really playing as much, but and there are reasons for that. It is just an amazing game for being so old. Here we go. We got Poniatowski, the Polish pushing on the flank. I think the Austrians are just going to make a last stand here. I think they know it's lost, and they're not going to prolong the game. It's been a good game. It's been a good fight for both sides. It's an honorable last stand, you know? Honorable player just being like, you know what? There's nowhere to go. There's no way to win this. I'm just going to stand my ground and die as a man. And that's what he's doing. He's going out champion style. I mean, it looks like they're going to stand their ground here too. I mean, they're going to be a little tougher to fight. Although I think, yeah, the French can push out here. You even have Davout sneaking around the flank. I'm just hitting the fast forward button because I think we're going to see again. Yeah, I mean. You guys will see in the end results. This battle was bloody. both sides. Man, Davout's just getting shot. Eugene's getting shot in the face. He's taking this. I can play this. This looks pretty cool. Got the foggy, smoky fight in the tree line. You got some sappers pushing in the back. Oh, he's setting his, like, cheaper infantry with the grenadiers behind. That was a genius strat there. Gonna go. Oh, these guys are gonna get shot in the face. No shot. Does officer make it? Does officer make it? Get him. Get him. Other. Look at this guy. Cut himself deep in their line. There we go. I think that's it. Yeah. Well played. Well done. Yeah. So you can see, let's see, who was this? I think this was Eugene. Yeah, Eugene, 11-pointer. Man, those dragoons. I suspect some of that was running infantry. But still, even the artillery, 110 kills. That's insane. But let's pull up the results here so you can see. On the French side, you have Heine playing the Poniatowski. He got 926 for the kill. Is good for, you know, being a lower pointer. You have Angry Piper. I believe he was the Davout with 1753 for the kills. Man. You have Tweet as Eugene, 11-pointer with 1700. You have Cons as the Van Damme with 1599. Man, for 6-pointer, that's pretty good. On the other side, you have Luke. I don't know who any of these people played. So, but you have 1092, Sin with 1011, Troyard with 1080, and Hubert with 987. Hey, they got some good kills. For losing, they got 1,000 or almost 1,000. That's a pretty good game. I'm pretty happy even if I lose, if I get about 1,000 kills. It means I put up a fight, you know? Because you look at most of these French corps, that's half their corps, if not a little more. So, well, for some of them, obviously, you know, Eugene has a massive corps of 3,000 men. But still, I'd be pretty proud of that. They should be proud. That was a good game. Well fought. Seemed like it was a fun one to participate in. And yeah, well done to the French for taking the win. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.